What's going on, Betty? How you
What's up,
doing, man?
Sound? Doing
How's
pretty
everything
good.
going?
I've been off this weekend, so it's been going pretty good. I seen that new movie, In and Out
Which one?
2.
In and Out 2.
Yeah.
What's it about? I don't even know about In
You
and Out
remember
1.
that? Not In and Out. I'm stupid. I meant
The
Inside
burger
and Out.
spot? Isn't that the burger In and Out burger?
Yeah, that's the burger
Boy, you
spot.
starting off this
I
podcast
meant,
wrong already, man. I'm like, wait a minute.
I meant Inside Out. Inside Out
Inside.
too. But before that,
What's
what's up,
yeah?
everybody? This is episode 4.
4. Yeah, man.
It's funny we talked about it and I still didn't know. Episode 4. We got my boy Obi-Wan Sassoon and Benny, who is also the self-identified Anunnakian. Of
No,
course,
no,
I always tell
no,
y'all,
man.
going to my
No.
roots.
Oh,
That's
he
my
ain't
thing
going no
now.
roots.
But as I was saying, that Inside Out 2 is actually a pretty good movie. And
Tell me about it.
I found out. You remember Inside Out with the emotions and everything? You know, you got the joy. You never seen that movie,
That's the
bro?
one with the No, I never watched it. That's the one with the cartoon. It's a cartoon, right?
Yeah, man. You ain't. I'm disappointed in you, man.
That's all right. That's you. Hey,
I'm
look,
just
as long as you got your emotions and it touched you, it's all that matters, man. Because you don't show your
nah.
emotions at
When I was
all.
watching
So,
it, yeah, when I was watching it, it's like one part. If y'all ain't seen the movie, there might be a little spoiler, so you can skip past it.
yeah,
But
and you know, don't care about spoiling nothing. He just gonna keep
so
spoiling stuff for
basically,
y'all.
yeah. So basically, something happened, right? And the emotions get put into a vault, right? And are there to suppress the emotions. So joy, all them because anxiety took over. Man,
Oh, I saw a
I
clip
was
about
sitting there
anxiety.
thinking,
Okay, I know what you're talking. What's that called? Inside Out.
yeah. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, if only mine was suppressed. I'm pretty sure mine got assassinated one time. So and but that movie was super. I mean, I ain't even gonna hold them, man. That movie was pretty good. Usually sequels are garbage, but that one, it was pretty good. And I found out that they waited until the kids that seen the movie were around that age to watch the movie, so they can understand what's going on.
Oh, so this is a generational type of sequel for real? They waited for that generation to
Uh,
grow up to
yeah.
relate
I
to
mean,
it.
I think that was pretty. I'm pretty sure that was pretty cool. I thought it was.
Okay.
But yeah, it was pretty good because they end up getting like anxiety, jealousy,
I saw the one clip about anxiety, and
embarrassment.
anxiety looked like a little demon, man. That little like redhead, he reminded me of Animal from the Muppets. When I saw that character, I was like, "Oh, that one looks crazy. Who is that?" That's the only thing I can say. I saw the clip, and I was like, "Golly,
I mean, it
anxiety
was
is
pretty
like."
good though. I ain't gonna lie,
So,
it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I felt a couple parts when I was like, when Joy got like super sad. I was like, man, that's kind of fucked up. Y'all made Joy cry.
you
Y'all
made
are
Joy
shitty
cry.
on that
Joy's
one, bro.
upset.
Yeah. She was like, "Do you know?" He was like, "What are you? Are you delusional?" She said, "Yes, I am. What you think? I'm just happy all the time. Always positive." I'm like, "Yo, that's kind of real." Joy is even starting to feel. But I thought about this though. So if that girl has emotions that's in her head, right? That how she expresses herself, right? But the emotions express themselves because Joy was crying. So does Joy technically have 5 emotions in her head, who then have 5 emotions in their head? Like when do the emotions stop?
You are thinking way too hard about this movie, man. You know why? You know what gets me about this movie though is that they're dealing with emotions, and that's what's wrong. This generation now, these young kids, their emotions are out of freaking control. They're absolutely insane. I can't believe how kids today don't know how to control their emotions, and their parents just enable them. I've seen some crazy stuff just like
Yeah.
locally. I'm just like, yo, use your good words. Good words. Hold on. No, teach that child to shut the crap up when we're in the store. You don't screaming nonstop, and you just looking at the child and letting them be any kind of way. It drives. It's like whoa. Back in the day, man, we would have got dealt with right then and there, and we would have learned we don't act a fool in public. So
My dad used to
that's
do this
crazy.
thing where he would grab your ear and he will. It's crazy because you don't have any bones in your ear, but I swear to God, that
Man,
man
every Asian
would
mom
break
does
every
that too.
bone in my ear, bro. Like, but yeah,
I'm
that
telling
movie was
you.
pretty good. I can't hold you, man. That movie was good. And if you ain't
How'd
seen
you
it,
even
I
go
rec.
see it?
I went to the movies
I know you went to the movies, but how did you get talked into seeing Inside Out too? Was it
because I seen
something you like,
Inside
oh,
Out
I
one.
want to go see it? Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. So you saw the first one.
What psycho would watch the second one and not watch the first?
Look, I haven't watched either one of them. So if whatever comes on, if somebody's watching it, I'll be like, okay, I'll check it out.
Nah, but then you wouldn't even have the backstory. That's like with me when a new anime
Now,
movie about to come out
now I'm gonna
or
have to
a
watch the
new
first one
series
now
about to come
before I
out.
watch the second one, just so we can
Exactly.
have a conversation.
Because just let you know, um, July 2nd, that Oshinoko, the show I told you need to watch, the second season drop.
When did
It's
you tell
pretty
me
good.
about Ochinoko? You told me
I
about
told you this
leveling up,
months ago.
solo
No,
leveling.
I've been telling you about this one since I watched it. It's
Hold
about
on,
this dude where
spell it.
OSHI space NO space KO.
Look it up now. I think I remember you talking to me about that one, but I was
Now
caught up in
listen,
solo leveling.
listen,
Solo leveling was off the hook.
man, listen. This one right here, man, you'll like this one. Like
Okay, I'll take a
legit,
look.
you'll like this. But what it's about is basically, you have this doctor who had a patient who had cancer, and she was like a big pop idol fan, right? So she ends up dying. But before she died, she told him, you know, if I die now, there's a chance that I can be reincarnated as the pop idol's kid, right? So she dies. Some time go by, the idol ends up going to that hospital, and he's her doctor. Her name was I. Yeah, I. So after that, he ends up getting killed by her stalker and gets reincarnated as one of her twins as her kids. Crazy. But then it gets even crazier because then that same stalker comes back and ends up killing her like 4 or 5 years later. This dude gets mad and basically forms up this plan to find his dad because basically, he blames his dad. So
He
he's trying
blames
to
his dad.
find
That's
out
why he's
who
a
his dad.
stalker.
No, the stalker just ends up killing her. He's not the stalker, he's the kid. He gets reincarnated as her son.
Okay.
Yeah. But so he's just trying to find out who his dad is, so basically get revenge and everything. But the
I'll
way
check it
he's
out,
going
man.
about it,
Just like Inside
woo,
Out. I'll
woo,
see if it's
woo,
worth watching.
woo, woo. Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, so today what I was thinking about was it's funny because when I was watching that Inside Out movie is where I kind of came up with this subject, And I think I want to say I was talking to the little one. I was talking to her about this not too long ago. And I was like, man, I'm not gonna lie. If we were to switch places, right? So let's just say she is 16 my time and I'm 16 her time. I was like, there's no shot that you would survive. Like there's no way. Like I remember times, bro, when you go outside and you come in one too many times and they hit you with that. You come back in, you can't go back outside. So you have to
Yep.
stay outside
You have to
and
stay
it's
outside.
105 degrees and that's when the water hose starts. You drink water through the water hose and
Yep.
stuff.
Water through the water
Which
hose.
if you haven't done that, I'm telling you, you're missing out, bro. I don't know, it's just something about it. I don't know
What
if it's just
generation are
being
you from?
desperate.
What year were you born?
90?
You're in 90, so you're
Millennial. The
a
coolest one out of
millennial.
all of them.
Nah, man.
Yeah, we're the
No.
coolest
Yeah.
ones.
No,
We are
you say
legit
that.
the coolest ones, bro.
No.
We are the coolest ones, man.
No.
We came up with
You
we
had the
came up
coolest
with
ones because your
tablets.
parents were Gen X, and we raised you. See, that's the thing.
Yeah. And
You
it's
had cool
funny, y'all the
parents.
old ones that No, I didn't. I can promise
Yeah,
you, I didn't have cool
I'm
parents.
telling you.
No, I
Oh,
just want to let you know I love you. I love you. I love you, mom, and everything. But I did not have
you're
cool
saying
parents.
that cool.
I had to take that one. But nah, I mean, they were legit. You know, my mom was legit mom, you know, but nah,
Oh
cool.
yeah,
No.
you are a millennial.
Where I feel like I'm a cool parent. Well, not
No,
considering the damn,
no, no,
but I feel like I'm
no.
cool.
You
Why
try.
not?
You try.
I'm pretty cool. My bad. I'm coral. I made it sound coral.
You're
I'm trying to
coral.
make
You're
that a new
coral.
thing. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's off of SpongeBob. But yeah, I was telling her about that, and I was like, it's just crazy how these kids are so smart. Meaning, once this youngin got into high school, my relevance to helping her with her homework was not there. Like, in order for me to help her with her homework, I had to watch the tutorial video of it, figure it out, learn how to do it, and then
That's
I
because
can
they
help you
changed
do it.
everything up. How they're learning and the stuff that they're learning and the methods they're learning is not the same than when we were learning it. I mean, they sit there and say, okay,
I
one
know.
plus one is two. And then they show you, okay, it's easy. One plus one equals two. Now, well, here's the formula. You have to take 12 steps to equal one plus one equals two. That's how stupid things have gotten. They have completely like
Yeah,
flabbergasted kids' minds with the way that they do things nowadays. And then now they're a whole generation. This generation now, okay, your little one that you're raising right now has no idea what it's like not to grow up with technology. They are technology babies. From the moment they were born
yeah,
till now, they have known nothing but technology. You and I, we didn't have that. We knew what it was. You know how we told time? By the street lamp out in the outside, that when that street lamp went on, it's time to go back inside the house. That's how I
bro.
mean, we had
My
the whole,
listen, the rule for us was you better be in the house before that bad boy come on. What are you talking
oh,
about?
we had it not before because we had a bunch of kids and plus everybody rode bikes. We had our own little bike gang. The kids today, I don't even think most of them know what a bike is. What's that? You mean it's not motorized? You mean I have to
Yeah, they do
move my
got that.
legs in order to ride it?
But you
It's
know what I
crazy.
feel like is crazy is hoverboards though. Bro, they can hop on them hoverboards and be just doing it. And I'm gonna tell you, this is the
Yeah,
funny
man,
thing.
Marty
So
McFly. It.
last
I'm telling
Christmas,
you.
I
Yeah.
want to say it was last Christmas. The littlest one got a hoverboard, right? And I never do.
Did
I'm
you
not
try to
gonna
get
do this
on it?
around nobody. Of course I
Did you
did.
try to get on?
So I
You broke
waited
your
till
tail,
everybody
didn't
was
you?
gone. So all the youngins was at
Oh, I love
school.
it. Yep.
Wife was at work. I took it out. I took it to the back. So nobody, no neighbor could see. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I can do this. So I was holding on to the AC unit, and I was like, okay, I got this, bro. As
Oh
soon
man, I
as I
wanted
let
to.
it go, it threw me
Wait.
off, and I hit the ground so hard. I was like, oh my back, and I hurt my back. But then I got my little nephew, who's like, when he was like 7 or 8, was on hoverboards going through the house. Cause I've tried a
I'm telling you,
hoverboard
man.
more than once. I'm scared just to get on the thing, man.
I won't
Like
even
that's
try it.
what's crazy.
Nope. My old behind.
But
Look,
yeah,
you call me old, you can make fun of me all you want. There's certain limitations now. I don't even try. Nope. You can't. Nope. I already know I will hurt myself, and I got to go to work, so I can't try that thing on there. No way.
or do you remember? Of course, you remember the time, but I remember when, bro, if you was trying to get up with somebody, you better hope to God that they're home. And the funniest thing was, whenever you was calling like your crush or something, nothing was scarier than you call and the dad pick up the phone.
Oh man.
That'll be so scary,
Yeah. Can I speak
bro.
with
Listen, yeah. Who just calling?
who is
Shit.
calling? Who is man? I hate it.
It's
Who is this calling? I'm
Benny.
like, oh man,
You do
you
your
got that
homework?
right.
Yes,
For
sir. I did
today.
my homework. Or like, even when it came to like when they get out of school, I remember when we went out to school. The one place where I learned how to play basketball, baseball, soccer, kickball. I learned how to play tennis, swimming, and learned to really do my homework was the Boys and Girls Club. Like that was like a guaranteed place you go to was the Boys and Girls Club. They would
Right after
pick you
school,
up
y'all
from the
went there, huh?
school. Yeah, you go there.
Yep.
And then when I got in middle school, they had like some after school program that'll pick you up, take you out there, you do your homework, and you learn about stuff. Man, listen, these youngins know nothing. I mean, granted, it's crazy because they have Google, but they don't know anything. Like, I
Mm.
remember us when we had to do a project, bro, you had to grab an encyclopedia. That's how you
Yep.
find your information.
You had
You
to
want
go to the
something about it, you
library.
grab an encyclopedia.
In fact,
Yeah.
the library that I used to go to do all the research, we had to do research, is still here in my home city here, right? And I was cracking up laughing driving by one day. I said, "Yeah, that big building right there, that's the library. That's why I used to hang up." My kids looked at me like I was crazy. You had to go to the library? They don't realize
Man,
we're
listen.
older than Google. You know, we are older than Google. Google. That's the reality of
You
how
know what's
far
crazy too?
things have gone and advanced that fast.
When we had to look stuff up, you had to ask Jeeves. You remember that? It
Who?
wasn't Google, but it was called Ask Jeeves. AskJeeves.
EEVES. Yep, I remember that as
Yeah,
Jeeves. Golly,
that
man,
was
you brought
our
that one back.
Google.
Yep.
Yeah, that was goated,
Thanks.
bro.
Hold on a minute. I want to see as Jeeves. I got to look that up for a second. As Jeeves.
I don't even know if that website even still up.
No, I think it's gone to no AskJeeves.net. Looks like Google took it over.
I knew they were gonna do it, man.
Oh, it
It's a
depends.
monopoly, man.
They have Ask.net. But yep, I remember Ask Jeeves, man. Holy crap, man. You brought something back. You know, they still have it, AskJeeves.com. Wow. They still got that out there.
And then this is the other thing I started noticing that the young folks do. Because I'm sorry, y'all, but I feel like going on a young folks rant today. Just to let y'all know. But I started noticing too
You remind me of that
when you're
uncle that's on
driving,
that
bro.
porch in a rocking chair with some sweet tea, saying, "You know, those youngins nowadays, those
Because
youngins
I started
nowadays, man."
noticing now. I started noticing now, bro, on the road. I don't know if you noticed
Yep.
because you was driving an hour. Bro, do you see all the shenanigans that go on the road, man? Like people be driving on your ass, man.
Yep.
They be
No,
zigzagging through
before I got
traffic.
here, no, you just don't. Before I got here, man, this young lady, man, she wasn't. We were trying to merge, get onto the ramp in order to get into the highway. Man, she was in one of those little Honda Civics. And it's, you know, anytime I see those cars, it's just like, oh, here we go. And when I tell you, it was reckless. And I know she had her dang phone by the side. She's trying to do that. She's cutting me off. My wife and I are coming back from where we're coming from, and no kind of a you know how you wave and say, "Hey, can I get in?" or anything like that. They don't care, man. They have no kind of manners
Nope.
whatsoever in anything. They just have this privileged mentality. Oh, I wish you hit me. It's that mentality, man. It really is. It trips me out. I'm like,
It
man, it's
is,
dangerous
man.
if you're driving with these people on the road.
And then the other thing that grinds my gears about these youngins is, man, is why?
These young.
Like, why do y'all let the internet? Like, the one thing that gets me is you see people get so upset with people talking junk to them on the internet, bro. Like, I grew up on sticks and stones, man. Like, you say what you want. You put your hands on me now. That's a whole
Hey,
different story,
buckle up,
man.
man. Yep.
My aunt used to always tell, well, she was my great aunt. She used to always tell me, if somebody keeps bothering you, right? They can say whatever they want. But when you go home, just put some salt in your pocket or some pepper in your pocket. And I was like, what you gonna do with that? You'll know what to
Yeah, we
do when
gonna
the
pick
time
it.
comes. You throw it in their face. Throw pepper in the face, pow, make you sneeze.
Wow.
It really do make you sneeze. Cause
Great aunt was a
one
gangster,
thing,
man. She knew how to fight. She got you prepared.
but yeah, like I feel like youngins these days, they don't even know nothing about the fisticuffs.
They don't
Like
because they
it's
don't know how
wild
to
to me.
do. Boy, we can go on a rant on this one here, man. You got parents who don't know how to discipline their children correctly because they either you have the good spectrum where you have good discipline, You can't spare the rod. You're going to spoil a child, like the phrase goes. But the rod of correction, it's going to drive a lot of things out of them. Some people say, I will never hit my child. Yeah, but when your child starts hitting you, what you going to do then? And I'd rather take care of my child now at a young age than some police officer down the road take care of them the same way. So we have that generation, that spectrum. And then you have these parents that abuse the hell out of their kids and beat them mercilessly. So you have that spectrum that's there. And then you got those kids that grow up to be bullies and everything else anyways, because, abuse just keeps perpetuating abuse. But this generation
I can
here.
say something that's kind of controversial. I don't think some bullies are that bad. Feel me, keeping 1,000.
You don't think some bullies are that bad? Okay,
like,
this is coming from a bully. Yo, you hurt my ribs. You remember you broke my rib? Yeah, tell that story.
Well,
tell the story.
Okay.
How you were bullying me at work, and I didn't want to be touched. So I don't want to be messed with. Because it was something like, man, get off me, Benny. Because of something that I forgot what it was. You're like, bring it in. I do that to my kids to this day. Come on, bring it in. Because you did that to me.
So you bullied me at work. This is what it was. This is how it was with me and Chris.
Yeah, okay. Coming from a bully.
When I first met him, Chris was a very, very angry man. He was super angry, right? And I remember I was telling myself, and I was like, self, and myself was like, huh? And I was like, yo. I was like, one day, I'm going to get over that anger wall, and it's going to be glorious. Nah, but seriously, the reason why I did it was... so this is why I did it.
It's going to be glorious.
The thing about Chris was, the one thing, everybody don't, if you're a dude, you know that. When you're cool with somebody, with dudes, man, y'all low-key do some sus stuff, man. Like, the stuff I used to do, it used to make me feel real uncomfortable. But the problem is, it made Chris feel even more uncomfortable. See, so that was my drawback. I mean, that's what got me going. Like, I used to do stuff where Chris would be sitting down. He would be sitting down on the computer, and I'll just walk up to him, and I put my hand on his back, and I might just rub his back a little bit. And boy, he'd be ready to throw hands.
Man,
But then I came up with a new thing where I'm gonna back up a little bit. Where I'll come up to Chris and I'll be like, "Hey, Chris, come here." And I do. Let me see. You see my hand now. I do this. I'll be like, "Come here, come here, man."
Bring it in. Like, he said, "Bring it in. Come on, man. Bring it in."
So.
I'm like, get off for you. Get away from me, man.
When I started doing that, I thought eventually he was gonna break, but he didn't break, right? So I had to go with plan B, and I had to force the issue. So I walked up to Chris one time, and I was like, "Come here, man." And he was trying to run from me, and I cornered him.
And I would now listen. Let me get this straight though. It wasn't a straight hug on, like you hug your wife like front on.
Yeah,
I was sideways. Like, man, get off me like this. I was sideways like this. I was sideways.
And I grabbed him, and all I did was I told him, I just gave him just a quick like trying to give somebody the Heimlich maneuver. You know what I mean? Just a quick squeeze. And that man said, you hurt me. And I'm not gonna lie. I felt like shit. I did not mean to hurt this man. I didn't know he was that fragile.
You popped it, dude. That was sore for weeks.
It was literally like 5% power. That was all I get. That was 5%. Just a quick, and it was so funny afterwards. Man. Because you was like hobbling.
I was in pain.
I didn't even mess with him after a little while. I gave him kind of a break. Like, because I did feel a little shitty. I was
laughing and crying at the same time because that crap hurt so bad. And I was like, I can't believe he just popped. He popped. I had to go home, man. Baby, he popped my Benny hurt me, man. He popped my rib. But that was funny.
That was funny.
You a bully. That's why I said, yeah, you can say there's good bullies. Your bully is a bully.
Yeah, that's what we was talking about. Because this is why I say, I forgot what we was talking about. If y'all want to keep it 1,000. But this is why I say some bullies are good, because you went through a lot of years of that. And one time we even separated and you even came back. So you must have been the glutton for punishment. But you came
back.
cause you left the first job and then you came to the other job where I was at. You see? Just saying.
We started that
But
other job the same way. We both got hired on to open the store, man. I can't.
but
It
yeah,
wasn't like you were there first. No, you put a word in.
but again,
I'll give you that. I got that job because of that.
could you not say after all them years, man, you started softening up, man. You started joking more. You started laughing more. Actually, one time I thought your face was just an instant frown because that's how you always walked around, man. Like if
Yo,
this
man,
was the
it's
emoji
cultural.
movie, man,
It's straight
if that was the
cultural, man. I ain't
emoji
gonna
movie,
lie.
bro, you would have been the frowny face emoji walking around all the time. Rah, 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 rah. Always mad,
Yeah,
mad,
that's
mad.
true.
Like be like
That's true.
it was like other
No,
guys. It'd
I
be
was
like other
angry and I was
guys
mad because
mad.
of the people I was around. No, for real. I was angry and mad because of the people I was around. I
You
had
know
to get
what?
away from that
I
mess.
felt
No, for real.
it felt
I
like
mean, that's true.
you was a hoe,
But
man.
no,
It's
man.
like I worked with the
God
hoe.
used you,
It
bro.
was like
I'm
you
serious.
was It was like you paid attention to the hope too much and you was trying to manifest it, but you never got to the gamma rays. So
Wow.
you was just
Okay.
always angry.
I'm
You
always
was
angry. Just like
always
that
angry.
scene. The secret is I'm always angry. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I
because you
was.
really was. But yeah, so that's how it happened between me and Chris. I used to always do that, and then one time I accidentally hurt him, and he thought,
Accidentally.
he was hobbling around. But them years of bullying, man, it softened you up, man. It toughened you up and it softened you up at the same time.
Yo, you cannot justify your behavior, bro.
And this,
Because if
do you know
somebody
what's
did
funny?
that to your
This,
kid, if somebody did that to your kid, it'll be a different story because you ain't gonna let your kids be like that. They're really, oh, this is what you need to do to that bully. I promise you.
yeah,
You will not let
I
no
wouldn't
bully do
tell.
that to your kids.
Listen, I do not. I would not tell them to engage in any violence. I will do it. I'm good. But you know what's
I'm
funny?
good.
It's funny
You
we
don't beat
say
up
this
8-year-old, 9-year-old
because
kid. Oh, that's
this is
funny.
the funny thing though. I did have my own experience with a. It was almost a bully situation, like because what y'all don't know is the way I am now. I was not like this in high school. Like I was kind of like I went through like a weird phase where I was like, not great. So the first thing I'd say is now I'm not gonna name him, but I have an older brother, right? And he had a pretty good reputation. He was a pretty good fighter, and I was the younger brother. I was happy to be blessed with a protective brother. You know what I mean? So if you mess with
Yeah,
us,
yeah,
he's
he got your
going to
back.
come for you. There's no questions about it. Like if I go to him and I say, "Hey, such and such is messing with me,"
It's
he
messing
is
with
going
me.
to come for me. Yeah, like he didn't let that slide. So I was in high school, fresh not great Benny. Just got my growth spurt, went from a 4'11" to 5'7". Yeah. Yeah, I was a giant. I was
Oh
towering over
my,
these people.
that's right.
So
That's hilarious.
I went so I was in it was world history, right? I can't remember the dude's name, but I was in world history. And there was this dude in my class, and I think he was like in the 10th, 11th grade, but he wasn't in ninth grade. So class ends, I go to my locker. He did the typical bully thing. Bum, knocked the books out of my hand. You know,
Oh man.
drop- So I picked my stuff up. He's laughing and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing, right? The next day, he comes to the class. He knocks my books off the desk,
Oh, you did it
and I was
again.
like, and
Hmm.
all I said was, I looked at him. I said, okay,
Okay.
I'm going to tell my brother. And he was like, who's your brother? And I was like, I told him who my brother was. He was like, you talking about that brother? And I'm like, yep, I'm going to
Yeah.
tell him. He going to beat you up. And bro, after that, he was my best friend. He was my best friend. I didn't have no more problems out of him.
He didn't talk to you again.
So
He didn't mess with you ever again.
So, you know what I learned out of that bully experience? I learned sometimes you got to ask for help. See? Good bullying right there. I learned a life lesson from that bully.
Yeah, you just went all that just to prove that. You twisted it like that. I used my bully
I had to
to
give you
go ahead
example.
and learn to ask for help.
And also,
Hey,
there
that's
was
your
one
experience,
time,
man. No
it's
one can
not
take
my
that away from
proudest
you.
moment. It's not my proudest moment, but there was one time I went through a bullying phase, and me and that dude, we're good friends. We've been good friends since the time I bullied him. We even played Yu-Gi-Oh together.
Wow.
so,
That's because he
so
was
look,
afraid of
I'm
you.
just saying. I'm just saying, man. Nah,
Did
he
you
was
did
just
you
the
ever
only
ask
person that was
did he
smaller
ever
than me.
ask you, hey man, did he ever say to you, yo, why are you bullying me? Why are you picking on me?
No,
You're
nah.
probably too afraid.
Well, listen, I was 4'11" and he was shorter than me. Obviously, you know why. You're the only small person here.
You got him. So,
Like
oh, you know what?
that was
I
just
can
you know.
understand that. I can understand it. I was at one point in junior high into high school. I think I was the shortest person out of everybody. The only other person that was shorter than me was this other girl, and she was like 4 foot something. I was 4 foot something too, and I was just barely. Oh, I mean, taller than her. And so I had to figure out a way. Okay, I'm the smallest dude. And I was scrawny as crap. I was a nerd as all get out. Nobody liked me that much. I mean, I had some friends and stuff, but it was like everybody had grown into their own, and I was nowhere near growing into my own. Didn't have low. I mean, I had low self esteem, all kinds of stuff. But I was like, okay, I got to figure this thing out. How am I going to figure out a way to protect myself? Because at that point, I mean, what was I going to do if I hit you? Be like a fly bouncing off your shirt? You know, it's not going to do anything. So I was like,
Wait a
okay,
minute.
I got to
Hold on.
surround
Wait.
myself with the biggest people
Now,
that I can get.
wait a minute. Why was
What?
you so scared when you was supposedly questioned about the Yakuza? Wink,
Dude,
wink.
that
That
was
you won't
after high
involve with?
school.
Wink,
That was
wink. Oh,
wink, wink. That was when I was
I figured.
out of high school. That was working at my mom's
I
restaurant. I
figured
had
it was
nothing to
like.
do with when I was a kid.
I thought it was like you was born into it. You know what I mean? Like some people
Nah,
that they don't
man, are
get
you
into it;
kidding
they
me?
get born into it.
No. I have a
Oh,
cool background in my mom's side of the family, though. I mean, so her history is kind of a trying to got my eyebrows raising sometimes. What were you really involved in, mom? But you know,
I ain't gonna lie,
but
you had a cool mama. From that short time I heard about it, cause that lady was moving. Like this
my
lady was
mother is
moving.
it breaks the mold when it comes to typical Japanese mothers because my mother was, you know, in brief history, from what I understand, what she would be willing to share with me, you know, she was under the Japanese occupation in China at the end of World War II. So when she was born, I don't know if she was born there or she was over there, and they had to come back over to Japan. And so that's where it started, from what I understand. And my Obachan, who was my, you know, that's another word for my Japanese grandmother. Apparently, she, when you look at the surrender on the Missouri with the four generals behind the emperor, one of those generals was actually in relationship with my Obachan. And so they couldn't get married or something like that. I don't know who it was. And I just look at that picture and know it was one of them because I remember hearing the whole story about it. So, yeah, there's stuff that goes on, man, in my family history. My mother's crazy, man. She's got a mohawk. She still go shoot. She's like 80 something years old and got a mohawk that's blonde. And she's got the side shave. She got the mohawk, and she's not even in the States no more. Where she, when I tell you my mom broke the mold, man,
She said,
she's a
"Won't she in
unique woman, man.
Mexico?" I
She's
know
in
she moved
Mexico.
to
Yeah.
Mexico.
Yeah,
Man,
she
that
did.
lady moving,
She's
bro.
living it up there. They're calling her the godmother. Hold on. Hold on. You don't even speak
you know,
Spanish. How are they calling you the godmother? But, you know,
you don't
people
find
make their
out she
own
done
way in the
took
world.
over the cart. You don't find out she done took over the cartel.
Man, she was down there and some of the crazy stuff. No. This is the scary part when she was down there. One of the times she was down there, she was down the street. I don't know if you remember when the mariachi hit took place. and the guys, this is not from a movie. This actually took place a couple years ago. They were all, the mariachi bands were coming around, and they were right outside of a restaurant, all dressed like Desperado in the movie when the mariachi players with the guitar cases and everything. Well, they were dressed up playing music, and they fired into that restaurant and lit that thing up. I mean, you can actually Google that and look that up, the mariachi hit, or what a mariachi mirrors. I forgot what it was called. And so she lived down the street from that. I said, you need to come back to the States. There's no reason for you to be out. No, they love me here. I'm like, Mom, you don't even speak Spanish. I can speak some Spanish. They know me. They call me the godmother. I was like, oh my God, Mom. It's crazy. I mean, everybody has. I mean, she, like I said, she broke the mold. She broke the mold. But going back to the bullying part, you know, and because, you know, my mother at that time when I was in school and stuff like that, she was getting ready to start her restaurants and all kinds of crap going on. But I had to figure out a way. Okay, I have to get some friends that are bigger than me that I got their back and they'll have my back, because there's no way I could handle myself, man. I was just too small at that point. And so I had to get a bunch of friends, man. And so one thing led to another and things changed. So, but yep. So gotta do what you gotta do.
The fear.
There was no bully. There was no bully.
Watch this though. Watch this. The fear of bullying allowed you to open up your social group and taught you to make friends.
Oh, you are just gonna try to make this about bullying is good.
Tell me that in full circle. Tell me that in full circle. The fear of bullying made you get out your comfort zone, man.
Was it the fear of bullying or just have a bad lack of confidence?
Nah, because you said you was one of the smallest people in the school.
That's right.
Me knowing what you do to the smallest person in the school.
So you're saying that having bullies in the world is a good thing? Is that what you're saying?
Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. Now, some of them, I feel like, see, this is the thing. I feel like some of them take it too far. Just like when you're watching a movie, right? So let's think about a movie, right? Let's think about Age of Ultron, the Iron Man movie, right? What was his plan? What was he trying to do? What was Ultron's ultimate plan? He was trying to get world peace. He wanted to protect everybody. He wanted to protect humans against themselves. Cool. It's just the way he went about it is always bad. It's just, that's the only thing villains have, man. You know what I mean? Like, let's talk about, let's talk about Naruto.
The way you process, bro.
Hey,
holy,
like, look, let's talk about Naruto, right? You got my boy Madara. His whole plan is, he's seen his clan, he's seen everybody warring for so long, so he wanted world peace. Only problem is he just tried to hypnotize the whole world to do it. See, it was the motivation is there. It's just the way they go about it, man. That's the only thing. Bullies, bullies, they just take it too far.
No,
you know what I mean? You
need to move to the next subject, bro. For real, you need to move to the next subject.
I'm just saying there are some that they take it way too far. Yeah, you don't need to do that. Y'all going into people because I remember when was you there when my boy Hans was working?
No.
Okay, so he was a young a dude that worked with me for a little while, right? And we just got to the subject of talking about bullies, right? We was just talking about what how it used to happen. And he was like, well, the way that we bully is, what we'll do is we'll just go and look into your family background. And then they'll find out all this other stuff about you. And they'll come for you.
What family was he a part of?
That's what the youngins do, man.
Family background.
Look, that is how youngins bully, bro. Like, they'll go to your background and and Lord knows, don't have somebody that's deceased, because they are definitely coming for that. Like, he was just telling me, and I was like, that is so wild. See, to me, that's taking it too far. That right there is taking it too far. I can't condone that.
No, that's somebody who just wants to hurt. That's somebody who just wants to hurt people. Period.
Yeah.
But you can't convince me that having bullies in this world is good.
Man, look, man.
You can say what you want.
Man, I grew I grew up. Maybe because I grew up with a lot of brothers, and I grew up on tough love. Because I can promise y'all, the WWE back then, if you watch that, any of those
Attitude.
wrestling moves,
We did them all.
I
I did it to
personally
my
know what
son.
they feel like. Like I
Yep.
know what they are.
Baby for a
I
lip
know all
lock.
about the sharpshooter. I know about the figure four. I
Sharpshooter.
know about
Figure
the
four, same
Batista
thing.
bomb. I know about the power drop. I know about all of them. Any move. And
Rock
also,
bottom.
my brothers used to wrestle too. So if they need to practice
They
a
were
wrestling
putting you
move,
in all kinds of moves.
yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, they got one called the banana split, and you don't want that. I promise you. You don't want that, bro.
Split.
Yeah. Trust me. You know what it sounds like. Trust me. It's not once they put you
Wow.
in it, man. I was a tough youngin', but that brought tears to my eyes, man. Like that one legit
Man,
brought tears to
I hear you,
my
bro.
I don't know if my brother felt bad about it. He probably
Probably not.
did.
Probably now looks back
Nah.
and man, I treated you like crap. It was good for you
No.
because bullying is okay
Yeah.
sometimes. That's exactly what he's going to say to you.
It made me tough, man. I feel like
Yeah,
I'm
but
pretty
that's still,
tough, man.
man.
I got a
I don't
Hey
know.
look, another thing. Here go another positive. I got a high pain tolerance. I wouldn't have that if I didn't have bullies. I'm
Yo,
just saying,
for
man.
real. No, discipline cause of that. You can be a boxer and have a high pain tolerance. You have to have a high pain tolerance in order to be a boxer, and that gets you get the crap
Nah.
knocked out of you. What do you mean no?
Only because the difference is I never got hit in the face. That's the one
That
thing.
is
See, a good
that
bully,
is
they
no,
of the face.
no.
You never go for somebody's
Because of
identity.
lack of evidence.
No, it's their identity,
To the
man. You
next
don't mess
subject,
my
man.
identity
We
up.
have talked about this too long. On to the next
All
subject.
right. All right, so
Out of
look,
let's
I'm
move
just
on, please.
just saying. All right,
Yeah.
so here go one thing we can talk about is because this is like another full circle thing. Full circle thing. Um, we was talking about the youngins, and this is actually a request from
Yeah.
a subscriber. You know,
Oh,
I
okay,
got you.
cool.
Well, you already listened to it. Yeah, you already listened to that new Eminem song, right?
Yeah, Houdini.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty
Yeah.
fire. I'm not gonna lie.
It's
The
fire.
reason is because
Absolute fire.
as soon as it came out, I mean, I heard the first line. I was like, "Yo, that is old school M's right there. That is
Yes.
what we're used
Yes.
to." That
Absolutely.
he probably did that in the trailer, 8 miles down the road. You know what I mean? Like that's exactly what
Yeah.
I got.
That's what we grew up on.
And yeah, and the funny thing is, before my brother, it was my brother that asked about it. So before my brother even said anything about it, I saw a video where it's basically a dude walking on TikTok talking about the Gen Z are trying to cancel Eminem. And I was like, y'all are trying to cancel Eminem. Do you know how long
Gen Z?
people have been trying to do that? Yeah, ain't that the youngest now? What's the
No,
youngest?
Gen
My
Z is
millennials.
from no, because I'm looking it up now because I wanted to get this right. Because Gen Z is from 97 to 2012. That's what they consider Gen Z. So the cancel
I could
culture
see.
is this stupid alpha culture, which is now. That's I mean
Yeah,
up now, but
maybe that.
the millennials and the alpha because I'm Gen X, and so we're the last great generation because that's how I feel about it because we grew up before technology.
Gen
We know how to
extinct.
operate.
Is that what X
No, it's
stands
not
for?
extinct. No,
Extinct.
it's called the dinosaurs,
Oh,
and you always got some crap to say, man. You always got some form of
Gen extinct.
disrespect you just gotta throw out there.
Because that.
Go
Do
ahead.
you remember when we used to work at the other spot? He used to call me Gen Y. To my you Gen Y people, and I was like, yeah. Do you know why? Why do I need to work hard when I can figure out an easy way? Huh?
No, no, you said millennials and Gen Y are the same. They're the same thing.
Yeah,
Gen Y, X, Y, and then
because
Z.
we asked why.
And now I
Why
can't believe
have
they're
that?
calling
This
this
is
new
what look.
generation the alpha like they're the first. They're the first
Here
that
go
don't know
another one.
God, man. Man, they're godless. Go ahead.
Why have dial up when we can have Wi-Fi? You're welcome. My generation did that for you. You're welcome.
That's right. And we
You're
suffered through
welcome.
that, so you wouldn't have to.
You're welcome.
No,
No,
don't
I
you
suffered
welcome.
through it
You
too because I remember dial up. I
remember
remember
dial up
trying to
too.
sneak on the. I try to sneak on the computer and you got to turn it on and you hit connect and you got to hide around the corner and it's doing the stupid little dial tone
No,
thing. Like,
better
hopefully my
yet.
mom
No,
don't
they're doing a
wake
dial
up.
tone thing. And if somebody else picks up the phone, you
You
lose
gone.
everything. Yep, I already know. I remember my dad got so mad because he was on there for like 3 or 4 hours downloading something that needed to be downloaded to his computer. And I picked up the phone by accident. He lost it. I remember, what the heck? I remember he just going off. Yep, I remember those days. But go back to the Eminem. Go back to that.
But yeah, it's so funny how they've
It's
been
just
listening to
a
Eminem
culture,
for
man.
all these years. They've been
Yep,
listening to Eminem all these years,
it's
but yet they
soft.
don't know. They don't know cleaning out my closet. They don't know about my boy Stan. Like they don't know about all that other stuff my
No,
man
they
used to
be like,
talk about
"Mommy,
back in the
those
day.
words are too hard for me. Mommy, help me." That's it. That's how weak they are. That's why it cracked me up. One of the lines, in fact, I wrote it down because I was cracking up laughing when he said it. He said, "The whole world is going to turn into some Girl Scouts." I was crying. I was like, he's talking about I mean, and I know that tipped
Man,
people
listen.
off, but I understood. I was like, "Duh." I mean, he's calling it like it is, and people get pissed off at that. They
And
get so
it's
sensitive,
funny
man.
too. It's funny too because you remember when the Deadpool movie came out and
Hmm?
there was parents that actually got mad and was messaging whoever made the movie. I don't know if it was Disney, whoever made it. They messaged them talking about can they make a cleaner version of the movie
No,
because it wasn't made
no,
for kids, and it
no.
was
That's
like
what that
nah, we
okay.
can't
On
do
a
that.
side note, that's what pisses me off about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was never meant to be this commercial crap that was on there. If you go back to the original that man, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were ruthless. They were crazy. They were black and white comic books because that's how they first broke out in the industry. And when they came out, they came into this whole stupid thing. That stuff when they commercialize crap and dumb it down from what it's really supposed to be, that stuff ticks me off. And parents who can you make a cleaner version of Deadpool? No. Are you kidding me? Deadpool is Deadpool. That's the reason why he is the way he is. And you're gonna sit there and make him softer for your kids so your kids can digest it. Here's a thought: don't let your kids watch it. It's an adult
And
superhero.
do you know why these kids are trying to cancel him?
Oh wait, Deadpool? Or are you talking about Eminem?
Nah, Eminem.
Why?
Lack of bullies. Yet again, full circle. Full circle. Because had they been bullied a little bit, they would have been a little bit tougher and they could have
No,
took them words, man.
they got
Sorry, now
bullied.
let me let everybody know. I'm just playing.
You
I'm just
I'm about
playing,
to
y'all.
say,
I do
man,
not
because
support
I was about
bullies. I was just trolling. I was just trolling. I'm really so if you watch this podcast to this part,
yeah.
I don't really support bullies. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
This is
Sometimes,
what
man, I'll get so into it, man. I'll
you
start
believe your own
believing it
lie. I know
myself.
it. You believe your own crap. Yeah, that's why I said you cannot counsel with your own
I
self. You
felt
be
like I
living
was. Hey,
self-esteem.
I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Hey, I felt like I was starting to spiral. I was starting to forget who I was for a second.
I was like, okay, no, that's I mean, God, you in your own mind, man.
Nah, I'm just
That's
playing.
crazy.
I'm just playing. I don't. I think if I make any clips about this, I'm gonna put this part first so everybody know I'm just playing first, y'all. I
Just
don't
play
really
it.
believe this.
This is the disclaimer. But it was funny to me, so I went ahead and made it anyways. Wow.
Yeah, I felt like I just want to see how far I could take it, but I
You
started
could
feeling
take
like
it.
I was
I
getting too
promise you.
far into
You
the
would have made a
dark
doctrine
side,
in
so
your own mind
I
about
might
that.
have not been able to come back out, man.
You would have been teaching your loved ones, your grandkids,
But no,
everybody.
it
No
is.
bullying.
But what's crazy to me is getting back on the subject. It's crazy to me that they wanted to try to counsel him for this. But have you ever seen that game Roblox, bro?
What
That all
game?
these
Yeah, I've
kids
seen
play?
Roblox. Yeah.
Nah, I'm no. Have you seen it? Like, have you seen like somebody really get into the game? Because
No,
that's a
I have
low
not
key
seen it because
little
I have.
board.
That's a whole
It's
generation of kids
I
out there
saw
doing that, huh?
my who was it? It was my nephew. I saw my nephew playing it, and I was like, "Yo, what is this, man?" And they was like,
And that was
It's
Roblox.
crazy." And then I found out like the crazy stuff that goes on. Yeah, It's like one game, but
You have a bunch of other mini
there's
games,
like
right?
different lots of different types of mini games. It's
I think I
ridiculous, man.
actually played that for a minute just to see what the world was like because I think I tried that one out at the same time I was looking at Minecraft just so I can see the different, the difference between the two. But that stuff was crazy. But kids, man.
Not, you just brought up Minecraft. You remember when I first tried to play Minecraft and I couldn't figure out how to dig? Do you remember that? I know it don't mean
I remember
it's
you were
just
playing it
it's
on your
just funny
phone.
that I
No, you
think
were
about
on your
that
phone at
because
work. I remember that. Yep. You're on.
yeah,
I said, what are you doing,
and
man?
I could
What
not figure it out, bro. Like I couldn't. I
between
was sitting
that
there trying
game
to
and you
dig
had
with a
some other
damn
game you played on your
pickaxe,
phone?
but it's funny because man, what was that other game I used to play? Because you
I don't know. It was
remember
some
one thing
it
I
was
used to
some
like doing was when I
game.
used to work with the other dude at the other at the other dude I used to work T Bone. Remember I used to work with him, and
Yeah,
one
you
thing
call
I
me
used to
T-Bone.
do
Yeah.
was I wanted to get him invest. I used to love to get him invested in the game and see how much invested I can get him into it. But then one time, this is another time we slipped too far in the dark side because I got him into this one game and I somehow convinced him to spend some money on it, right? And I
Oh
thought it was gonna
no.
be harmless, bro. I said like a couple months went through past, and I was like, Rock, I almost said his name, and I was like, yo, I was like, I was like, just by chance, bro, how much have you spent on this game? He was spending like $200-300, bro,
On
a
that
check
game?
on this game, and that was another time
Yo.
when I just yeah, and that was that time. That was another time where I felt shitty. Cause I was like, dang, I done set this man up on an addiction,
You
man.
take things too
I didn't
far,
even
man.
mean to. It was
You
just an
you need more
experiment.
self-discipline in your life.
Listen, I like
Oh.
listen. My job entails me to wear a lab coat, right? So I wear a lab coat. So to
Mm-hmm.
me, if I wear a lab coat, I am a scientist. If I am a scientist, I have to do experiments. So
How do
take
you
lab
think
coat
about
from me.
it? Oh, no, no,
Like
hold
if
on a
you don't
minute.
take lab coat from me, I'm gonna
How
keep doing
do
my
you get
experiments.
how do you get how do you convince yourself, okay, I'm in the land of make believe. I'm not really a scientist, but I look like one. So I'm going to start conducting some experiments on people around me to see how far I can take this.
Man,
Yeah,
listen, I do that all the
that
time.
sums up how you are,
Like
man.
I will sometimes, man.
Whew.
I love it. I don't know why. Like I remember one time I convinced this
You are a
one dude,
manipulator. But man, you are a
huh?
manipulator, dude. That is manipulating people. That is what you're doing. You are manipulating the outcome. You're manipulating their mind. You're manipulating the people. And then you try to
No, no, no,
justify it
sir.
and show how you're
What
right.
I
Just so,
no, no. What I was doing
yeah,
was
yeah, go ahead.
listen.
Yeah, I'm like,
When I was doing that,
hey,
I
I
am
wish I had a mirror
polishing
so you
up
can
my
see yourself right
salesman
now.
skills. Yeah, I can see myself in the camera.
Oh man,
So this is just me advancing my job. I'm getting better with the gift of the gab. Cause you can't be a good salesman if you can't sell people on stuff.
you sold
You know
him
what
on. He was not your client. He was your coworker. You didn't get on the floor till at least a few years after that. Yeah, there's nothing. There's gonna be dead silence in this
well,
in this
also, man, the
conversation.
mind is just a
No, you're mine.
look, man. It's just because to me the mind intrigues me, man. The mind intrigues me, and I like to
You're
see
mine.
how deep I can get inside
Oh
somebody's
yeah,
mind. And I think that's
yeah. You can't run away from the fact that you manipulate people.
yeah,
That's what you
that's
do,
why I do it.
bro.
It's fun.
Dude, I'm telling you,
No,
man.
I
You,
just kindly
you need to kind
suggest
of
stuff. That's what. It's just kindly suggestion. Like
You
it's,
kindly
you ever
suggest a
seen that
lot.
movie Inception, man? I thought to put a little idea in there, man. Just put a little idea in here. Nah, nah, that game was very fun. And
No, that one
$20
was. I
wasn't
was
that
gonna go back.
much.
No, to
Now
the
what
very
you did
first
after that.
episode. Let me go back. Let me go back to our first episode for a second. When you made me that you put that gullible, he's so gullible because you were taking a lie as far as you could take it. Oh yeah, remember that?
Well,
Don't act like
the
you're
only
freezing up
reason
on the
why I
screen.
did that one wasn't really manipulation.
Oh,
No,
come on,
that
you were
that
seeing
was
how far
that
you
was
could
not
take it. Is what you
manipulation.
said.
I was just surprised. I was surprised that you believed me. So of course, if you believe me and you
If I
walk
trust you, I
blindly
will
into
believe
it,
what you're saying
of
to me.
course I
But you know
got to
what's
see
so
how
funny
far I'm gonna
about this?
take it.
Is that when people see this video this time, this episode, oh, they're gonna have your number. They're gonna be like, "Hold on, Benny. Wait a minute. Are you telling me the truth? Wait a minute, Benny. Why are you telling me this? Hold on a second, Benny." Start doing that to you because they're gonna be like,
And look,
wait a minute," because they're gonna have to think back. How many times has he done this to me
well,
already?
just let you know, Mr. Soames, the best way to fool people is you have to
Oh, here we
gain their
go.
trust. So I tell you the truth. I tell truth all the
Okay,
time, but that's so I can get you with the lie.
so that's not manipulating. It's not You
That's
just
just a,
proved
that's
everything
just,
I just said about you.
and I do that because I
Here
like to
comes the
see how the
justification.
mind responds to it. You see,
Yeah,
it's
see?
all it's all working
Yes,
with the mind.
you're all working with everything I just said. You proved every point I
That's
said.
all it is.
That's all it is.
Nah, man, I just like to experiment. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with trying to broaden my knowledge on the mind? You know, we only use like ten
Oh, here we
percent
go.
of our brain, man.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to learn how to tap into the other percentages, man.
yeah, but that doesn't mean that you tap into somebody else's 10%. You just worry about your own 10%.
Nah, man, I'm trying to advance the human race, man. Look, being part Anunnakian, man, is we're
You're
trying
not
to
trying to.
improve
No,
stuff,
you're trying to
man.
humor
You
yourself.
know,
You're trying
that's
to
the
humor yourself.
goal of being an
Find out how
Anunnaki, man.
people are. It's not the
Like,
goal of the
why you think?
Enochian. I'm
Look,
telling you.
why you think we spliced them apes, man? To advance civilization, man. That's what we
Manipulate.
do.
Nope, it's called
You know,
manipulation.
20,
We're gonna go
2024,
over.
man.
It's time. I wish I had a button that
2024.
sit there. Okay, next subject. We need to change the subject. You got anything else? We
Nah,
were
I
talking
like
about
sticking to
Eminem.
subjects.
We were talking about Eminem's Houdini, and then we got on this tangent.
But yeah, oh yeah, yeah. But that's still the same thing. But that's what I
Mm-hmm.
did think about the Eminem thing. I think it's crazy because he's always been like that. Like
Oh, absolutely.
I
I
think
think one of my
Machine
favorite
Gun
lines in the
Kelly.
whole song was talking about throwing a trophy at an 8-year-old kid over I can't even say it.
No, no,
Precipitation.
please,
The
no.
trophies.
I'm not. If I get started on that, man, we'll be up here for like another 45 minutes, bro. Because that's one thing that grinds my gears, bro. That
Oh,
grinds
I
my
hate it.
gears so
I
much, man.
hate
It's like
what is
you
it called? Participation trophies. Thank you.
precipitation.
Participation.
Like
I kept
the
forgetting to
one
put the
thing my
T in there.
wife hates, she hates. The one thing she hates that I say is second place is just the first loser. That's all they
That's
are,
true
man.
though. That's true. Second place is
It
first
is,
loser.
man.
Your first place
So
lose.
if you second
But
place, it's like. I mean, even my boy Nelly said, 2 is not a number and 3 nobody remembers. You know what I mean?
wow.
So I'm not even about to go through that tangent because I'm telling you, I really start going off, man.
You don't like
It grinds my gears.
participation trophies there, Betty?
No, if you ain't earned it, man, you don't get it. That's just I don't.
Hey, no, I believe that. I believe that's one thing that lacks in this generation, seriously, is they don't know what hard work looks like. And this, I'm going to go on this my tangent. I cannot tell you how this generation comes in thinking that they should be making a certain amount of wage and they haven't worked nowhere. They come in there. When I tell you now in the workforce, okay, now I
Take
used
him
to
to church,
train.
Chris.
I
Take him to
used to
church.
hey, clip this. All right. I used to teach and train a generation of kids about making their own resume, doing interview skills, get ready for the job market, how to present yourself so that you can go ahead. And if you want to take a career, you go in these certain directions, you sit there and start planning these steps. Okay.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Most of those kids I taught later on, I end up going to places that they were employed. So it's not like I don't know what I'm talking about. And they said, hey, thanks a lot. They used to call me Sensei. Sensei, thank you very much for teaching me that stuff, man.
But
I'm
don't
doing this
call
now.
my
I'm doing
man
that.
prophet. Oh, just keep talking. I just
Oh,
want.
man.
I'm your hype
But
man.
no,
I'm just
listen.
hyping you up.
Yeah, hyping you up. Okay, thanks. But when it comes to this generation now, I can't. We make appointments for interviews to fill positions, and these people don't even show up. That boggles my mind. How? And I'm sitting there thinking, what is it about this generation that they don't want to work and make money? They expect it to be given to them. They expect it to be handouts. I don't understand it. It dumbfounds me. And then when they come in and they put a wage down and they don't have 6 months worth of experience and they're expected to make $18 or $19 an hour, yo, you need to go sit there and figure out something else to do, because I can tell you're already still living with mommy and daddy. We have problems in today's workforce. We really do. I'm serious.
You, man. Hey, you preach to the choir, bro. Sorry, nah. Nah, that really is crazy, man. I remember one time I was at one job. It was like one of my first jobs, and the register messed up. Right, so it wasn't like subtracting the change. So somebody paid for something, and he gave the dude $100. He's freaking out because he didn't know how to do it. And he walked up to me like, "Hey Benny, the thing's not working, man. He gave me this much." I looked, I was like, "Well, just give him this much change." Well, how'd you do that? It's called mental math. It's up here.
Yeah.
And it's 100. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's wild. And another thing that cracks me up even more is that when I sit there and try to tell people, now this was mind-boggling to me. I said, okay, it's 1:45. What time is that? Yo, what? What does that mean? It's 1:45. That's what time it is. What does that mean, though? I said, it's 15 minutes to 2 o'clock. You don't know what 1:45 is?
Well, hey, let me be a devil's advocate because I hate when people tell me time like that. Just tell me it's 1:45. Why you got to say 1:45? Huh? That don't make no sense.
Oh, man.
Like, why do y'all got to complicate time?
It's not complicated.
Digital clocks, bro. It's digital clocks. That's right.
Now. That's right. Okay. And the same people that don't know how to tell time don't even know what a signature is. They can't even write a signature. Don't even know what cursive is.
12:30. I hate 12:30. I swear I hate half past anything. Why can't you just say 12:30?
12:15.
So I feel for y'all young folks on that one, because I've hated that since I was y'all age.
No. That's because you want everything easy.
12:15. No, 12:15. Yep. 12:15. 12:15.
That's right.
It ain't even a faster way of saying it. It ain't even a faster way of saying it. You're not even shorthanding it. You're just using another way of saying it. Like 12:15.
Time in corners just to irritate you.
Because look, 12:15, 12:15. Same syllables, bro.
Same thing. Yeah.
Y'all, grandma, I swear y'all just complicate stuff for no reason, man. Or, you know what another one is? Here's another one, man.
Here's another rant. Come on, bring the rants.
Back in the day, they used to walk up to me and say, "What you know good?" Do you know how stressful that question is? You know how stressful that question was for me, because I had no idea how to answer.
Somebody from the South saying that. Because ain't nobody up here in the Pacific Northwest saying, "What you know good?"
My answer, he said, "Hey, Benny, what you know good?"
What you know
the
good?
Prices of tea in Taiwan are low. I don't know. You know,
oh my
god,
we
got Wi-Fi. What you know good?
That's hilarious.
Another one you think, or here go another one, man. So back then I used to do like some hard work, and you walk around and say, "Oh, my back hurt." My man told me, "You ain't got a back, you got a gristle." How I ain't got a back? What you think is it? Yeah, that's what he's. Oh, y'all don't know what a gristle is, right? I don't really know what it is, but it's in a bag. That's all I know is that's what
I
he
don't know
always
what
said.
that
He
is
ain't got
either.
his back. But yeah, man, that used to grind me up. That's like these old. It's funny how we can I can complain about old folks, even though the youngins make me feel old. That's what gets me.
The
Like, you
youngins
know what another one
irritate you.
is? Here go another one. This is another one. Because I'm going to tell everybody now, this is not a real thing, okay?
Okay, what is
Oh,
it?
man, this used to burn me up, bro. You remember back when I used to work at the first job, right? When I
Yep,
used to do the AR lenses, I used to put the stuff up there. It was just a water cell.
yep.
I don't know where these people get it from, bro, but they'll come up to you and ask you, hey, I think I need some new glasses because the medicine in my glasses came out. Where did the medicine ever get put in your glasses?
I'm
That's
telling
the
you,
other thing.
my medicine is not working. The medicine left it. Yeah, I gotta put medicine in my glasses.
I'm like, what are y'all talking about, man? You know what? Here go another tangent because this will go right alongside of young people. Because if anybody that's seen this podcast or if you're watching this and you happen to make it
Oh
this
man, that's
far,
funny.
right?
Yeah.
Me and my boy Son, we work in retail. Like, and I feel like that when you work in retail is when you really, to me, they used to say like prostitutes and stuff, they see the dark side of people. No, bro, they don't. Trust me, they don't. Because when you work in retail, bro, you will meet the dumbest people that they're so dumb that you
Stop,
really
man.
like. I remember one
I
time, man.
question
I
people.
met
I'm like,
this,
what happened to you?
and then
For real.
the entitlement that gets me is you come into this establishment, right?
Mm-hmm.
I deal with nothing but glasses. I fix them, I adjust them, I clean them, I
You
make them.
make them.
So if you
That's
come to
right.
me with the problem, you come to me with a problem, and I tell you this is the problem. How do you have the audacity to tell me that I'm wrong? I do this.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna say 24/7. I do this however many hours it is that we do this job, right?
Oh,
40,
that was
30,
you.
40 hours a
That's
week.
what I'm
I
like.
do
You're right.
this
I'll get somebody else to
for
help you.
some years.
I'll get
Like,
somebody else to
and then
help you.
and then
Yo,
and then
no. This is
also
one. This is like no. This is a pet peeve of mine, and I hate this. I hate it with a passion. I really, really do. But I hate this
bring it out of me.
mentality of
Bring it out.
no. I hate. Okay, the customer's always right. Come on.
Oh my God. Who?
Hate.
What? Listen, bro.
Let me
If
tell you something.
I
That
promise
is
you,
the
man.
biggest dang lie in the universe. And whoever came up with that, I want to sock them in the face for that one. You are a lie.
Yes.
Customer is not always right. We got no, they are not right. And I've been wrong, and I had to sit there and
Actually,
apologize. Man, I'm telling you.
like, bro, let me tell you about this one time, right? This the customers all right is garbage, right? So I was working at Sears at the time. I can say this,
Ooh,
right? I was working. They're out of business. I was working there, right? And they just merged with Kmart, right?
okay.
And they had this dumb thing where you can order something online. You know, you got to order online and you send it. So the lady ordered it. Obviously, she ordered off a Kmart website. Obviously, that's what it literally has Kmart in the email, bro.
On the thing. Yeah.
Okay. So she comes to me and she says, I just ordered this tablet and it says it's here. And I looked at it and I was like, well,
Nah.
it's at Kmart. And she's like, no, it's not. I ordered it off a Sears thing. I was like, I hear what you're saying and it sounds cool. I got you. But it literally says Kmart up there. And this lady went back and forth with me to the point she was like, well, you need to go in the back and see if it's back there. And I was like, okay. So I walked back there. I'm talking to the warehouse dudes. I'm playing on my phone. You know, I came back out and I'm like, my bad.
Ain't
I was
nothing there.
looking everywhere for it, man. I climbed up on the top part to see if I can find it. It ain't back there.
Kind of everywhere. It's
You
not
know,
there.
and the crazy thing is, once you tell them that, they're satisfied. They're satisfied when you do this. You jump through the hoops for it, man. Like it, man. And the funny thing is, when you do work at retail and you get the nice people, 9 times out of 10, they worked in retail.
They
So they
work in
understand
retail. They
how customers
understand.
are,
And they feel the same
bro.
way
Like,
of what I just said. They know the customer's always right is a bunch of bull crap. It is not true. We got a bunch of privileged people out there who sit there and use the system over and over and over again. That's why I couldn't stand when some people came here and they would use the system. I just call them out on it. You know, I know what you're doing, right? Yeah, but I know that corporate office is going to do this anyways. That chaps me.
And then
I'm not even going to lie.
This the other thing I hate. They come in, right? This is something that my wife tells me about where she works at. So they'll come in, right? And they'll have a giant fit over 10 cents.
Oh, yes.
This is 2024. 10 cents ain't getting you nothing, bro. It ain't getting you nothing.
No. I got one for you.
You can't even get a drop of water, bro.
I heard this story about this sweet old little lady. And she went to a pharmacy. And she's supposed to have exactly 100 tablets of whatever it is that she had. And she came back in. I don't know where I heard this story from, but I just heard it in the past couple of days. This lady came back into wherever this establishment was and ripped them a new one and called them liars and cheaters because you shorted me one pill or one thing or what I was supposed to do. They said, sir, ma'am, what are you talking about? You did this on purpose. You know I'm supposed to have my medication. Ma'am, we don't know what you're talking about. Every time I come here, I count every single pill in my bottle. And then the husband's sitting there going, yep, she does. She really does. And you shorted me one. And they're sitting here dumbfounded, not knowing what to do. Because you can't just, when it comes to that type of industry, you have to count everything. Their inventory is like, you have to count everything. So when I heard that, I almost lost it. I said, because the things that people complain about, my poor wife went through a situation over it was like exactly what you said, like 10 or 15 cents. And these people lose their mind. If I had it in my pocket, I would give it to them. Here, just take this and go. It's not worth it. But I'm telling you, it just like it is this generation and this season that we're in right now, it's insane with how people are behaving, how people are treating each other. Customers aren't always right. I'm going to keep saying that. They're not. Now, if we make a mistake, we're going to make it right.
Before we cut this thing off, I have to tell you this requested story, right? It's not a long story. This is like a typical dumb husband type shit. Okay.
What did you do?
I do a lot of this.
I'm about to say you did something. Did your wife make you say this? She's a subscriber.
Yeah, she didn't want me.
No, this is from your wife. Your wife's making you tell this story.
So, this is what happened. Right? I love it. So this shit is so funny. So we go to the store, right? Well, first, it starts at I'm at my mom's house, right? And she gives me this squash, right? She gave me a squash plant. Cool. It's growing great, right? Somehow me and my wife, we get on a conversation of squash and zucchini because we're trying to figure out what we're going to eat. Now, first thing I'm going to tell you, naming something zucchini squash is stupid. Let it either be a squash or let it be a zucchini. Do not call it a zucchini squash. Yeah, so this is what happened. So we
this is a real thing. Oh my gosh. Zucchini squash. Hold on a minute. I gotta see if this is real. Man, there's dishes there.
In the store. So
go ahead, finish your story.
This is what grinds my gears, right? So we go through that. Now we go to the store and we're just getting what we're gonna eat, right? And she decided she wanted to make some fried zucchini. Again, I go through my rant of zucchini squash. That's stupid. Why do they call it that, right?
There's nothing out there called zucchini squash.
That's what they call it in the store. So
okay. Oh, it's in the store. Okay.
Yeah, so we buy it and we leave. Well, obviously it's my fault. I left the zucchini squash at the store, right? Which it probably was my fault because I was putting the stuff in the bag. And the reason why I didn't put it in the bag was because when you had to pay for it, you got to look up zucchini squash. And I keep going through that same rant that is stupid that you name it zucchini squash.
I'm not rigging this up.
So we get to the house, and she was super upset, right? She was super upset. So I was like, you know what? Cool. I'm gonna just go up there and see if they find it. See if they find it. So I go over there. I asked them, have they seen it? Obviously, the people that was there aren't there because they don't break. So I'm like, cool. I'm gonna just go buy some more. So this is the setup, okay? Because one, I didn't know how you can tell the difference between a zucchini and this other thing I grabbed, right? Just let y'all know. I don't want to spoil it yet. So I go in the store. I'm walking up. I didn't walk to where we got the stuff at first because they had some up front, right? So I walk up. I swear, I look down and it said zucchini squash. Because why? How do I know, Chris? Because as soon as I saw it, I went through my same rant. Zucchini squash was fucking.
He got triggered right? over a
I get triggered every time. Like it triggers me every time. So I'm looking at them and I'm like, those look nasty. These look good. I grab them, pay for them. Again, what happened when I paid for them. So I get back to the house. I come back. I am a great husband. I went back out and I got what you wanted.
Oh, you
she
feel
grabs
accomplished.
It and says, yeah, she grabs it and says, this is a cucumber. And I was like, no, it's not. That's not a cucumber. She grabbed it. She sliced it and I smelled it and I was like, yep, that's a fucking cucumber.
Oh, man.
Like, well, that's not. And I was like,
your man card got revoked, man. I'm sorry. You gotta come.
No, I feel like that was a true man move. That's a true husband move.
Man, move, go get it. But you can't. Hey, man, you're right. You tried. That's a typical man thing to get the card back. I tried.
Listen, she was so upset. And I could see it. She was upset to the point she tried to fry some yellow squash. She tried to fry some yellow squash the same way, right? And she was just trying to eat it. And I was like, does it taste any better? No. Nope. And she was so sad.
Yo, the things we do to our wives, man.
I found out now the difference between a cucumber and a zucchini stupid squash is the top part has like a stem or something up there, and a cucumber doesn't. So I learned something, even though it was an epic fail.
Oh man, but, that was worth it. That right there, that story. You need to make sure that's a clip because that's funny. I
was driving back so accomplished. I was driving back like, yeah.
You got your
zucchini stupid squash. But, you got to fry this dumb thing up.
Oh man, that was worth it. That was worth it being the end of this episode. That's a funny story. Oh my God, that's funny. I bet you every man out there can relate. Oh, I got one for you. Tell that same story.
I'm telling you, man. But thanks to everybody for watching.
Thanks, guys, for joining us.
Yeah, I thought I'd hit y'all with a good, funny story. And I'm, of course, Benny, self-identified Ananakian. Going back to my roots.
Don't even ignore it. Ignore it.
Come on over. We welcome all.
Nobody's going to all that. One of these days, I'm going to do a whole episode on that just to educate your tale. I really am.
Yes, I need to learn more about my roots. You know what I mean? I don't need to proclaim stuff. I don't know about my roots yet.
Yeah, stop complaining. Okay, yeah. Anyways, everybody, thank you very much for following. Like and subscribe. Hey, any questions everybody got out there you want us to tackle, go ahead and send those to us. Go ahead and comment down below in our YouTube channel. We're on TikTok now, so follow us on TikTok. I think it was Optical Bros podcast, and so that's our tag out there.
Yeah,
all right, until next week, you guys take care of yourself. Be blessed.